We're going to keep this very simple, cordial-ish tonight. We understand football is back. Everybody's excited. We got a big time game tonight. I completely understand. You don't want to hear us for too long. We're not going to give you too much. What we are going to give you is three things, and three things in this order, just so you know what time it is. One, we're going to introduce on the precipice of birthday number 60, 60 years of Earth domination for the baby blue light blow with the Bama in the back. You see him over there with with the Billy D. Williams beard on right now, my man. The OG, triple
Oh
OG,
God.
big time,
Oh God.
number one in everybody's hearts, but fight me for real, number one. The Quiet Storm. How you feeling today, Pop?
I'm doing very good. Boy, them introductions
You feel
is
me?
life. I feel them. That's right. Lord willing, come 9/11, I will have 60 rotations around the sun. So I'm
60 of them
claiming that.
things.
I'm claiming that right now.
In the name of Jesus, amen. We
And
take
I'm
that.
saying that it's been a wonderful, wonderful 60 years. And it's even more wonderful. I get to be on here with my main man right
My man.
here. That guy,
Like
the
that.
true number one, the true mellow. That's right. My
We are here.
son, my
Yeah,
son
man.
Ace. So father and son bringing it to you real, and it's definitely uncut.
It's gonna be
And it's
it's
gonna be
gonna it's
so it's
gonna be
good.
that
But
today.
I want to start off with this little tidbit.
We got the uh
Roll Tide.
roll damn.
Now we
Listen,
warned y'all
Utah
last
State, we
week.
appreciate y'all for showing up.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Utah State, for showing up.
Appreciate you
Thank you
showing up.
for being respectful to
Yes.
your opponent. Thank you for
Yes.
showing class. Their head
You
coach showed
did.
a great deal of class.
As he
That team
should.
showed class. They
Thank
didn't
you.
put no bulletin board material up. They
For
said,
what?
listen, we're going to go in here. We might
Hmm.
still win our conference, but we're in no league. We're in no, we're
Come
on
on
that
now.
level.
Come on
But
now.
they showed a lot of class.
We did.
You lose 55 nothing. You don't really have nothing else
I
but to
told
show.
y'all weren't scoring.
But
I did tell y'all you weren't scoring. If
they
all you had to do is
did
watch, we told
their
you.
best to be the way where you see college football supposed to be. Hey, we gave it a shot. We knew we was against the we knew we was stepping into something
We did.
dangerous. But you know what? They carried themselves with class. So big props to Utah State. And I wish them well for the rest of the season. I wish them
I do.
guys a
They
lot of
they
well.
are gonna
But
play
they did
well.
cash. Now, the antithesis to that
Mm.
is the trash talk coming out of Austin, Texas.
Whew.
Mainly from guys who played at Alabama.
What up, Billingsley?
So Billingsley and Bijan,
Uh,
listen, Sarkeesian, and see, Sarkeesian is smart.
he cut.
Sarkeesian is like,
Listen.
listen,
He's like, yo,
listen,
calm down.
calm down. Now
Chill.
he's going before the media saying, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for Coach Saban.
Chill. Chill.
So he's saying all the right things in the media because his boys won't shut up.
He
His
can't
boys
save
want
you.
to keep running their mouth. So Coach Sark is doing the right thing. Let me
That you
just
gotta
tell
tell
y'all
him.
how I feel.
You
You
tell him
know,
before I tell him.
you know,
Tell him before I tell him.
this because now, well, what's happening is Sarkeesian, gets before media and says, listen, we know what to expect. It's a great moment for us. We got the number one team in the country coming
Great
in.
moment.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's downplaying it, and he's sort of
Uh-huh.
saying my expectations are to
Right,
play
right,
well. He's
right.
not talking about we can match up
Mhm.
toe to toe with
He
Bama.
know better than that.
You know, he's not doing that. But his players though. Oh, we play that same offense in
Oh,
practice.
we did. We did.
Really? Yeah, you heard that
Practice.
right? So
Yeah.
now
Y'all got Bryce Young down there to play against them. That's true.
oh, yeah, and they got them a nice little true freshman they're gonna throw out there.
Oh, okay.
They got them a true freshman that they're gonna throw at Alabama and say, listen, you go out there and
Wow.
beat them boys. You go out there and tell Willa Anderson,
Mm-hmm.
leave you alone.
Okay.
All right. So listen, Texas, I have a lot of respect for the Texas program. They are a historically great program.
Shout out
They've
to Ricky
produced
Williams. What up,
Ricky
Cedric
Williams.
Benson?
Oh
You know what
man,
I'm
listen,
saying?
they
Roy Williams. What's
Earl
up, Roy?
Campbell, Earl Campbell,
What's going
you
on,
know,
Earl?
one of the goats of the game.
You know, Vince
So
Young. What's up, bro?
that's right, man. They put out some
Mm-hmm.
great
Mm-hmm.
players, but those players aren't coming out that
You
tunnel.
tell them before I tell them. That's all I'm
Those
saying. You
guys
gotta
ain't
tell them
coming
before
out.
I tell them.
Them guys ain't coming out that tunnel
Here's the listen.
Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time.
Here's the difference between someone as genuinely loving and diplomatic as the Quiet Storm. Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, because I feel like y'all, you thought Utah State. Okay, it's Utah State. We get it. I understand. When you see Utah State go compete with these other teams throughout this year,
Hmm.
you'll say, "Oh, didn't they lose 55-0 to Bama? And Bama didn't play exceedingly well. They did." Here's what's gonna happen on Saturday. And I'm not here to make you feel comfortable, Texas. I'm not. That's not my job. I've got nothing. That's got nothing to do with me. You got the best barbecue on the planet.
And listen, the Salt Lick is everything.
You know what I'm saying? You got the
I
best barbecue
mean,
on the
listen, the
planet.
Salt Lick.
Your
If you ever
brisket
go to
is.
Texas, you got to go to the Salt Lick.
You got to go
Best
to
biscuit
Salt
in
Lick.
America.
What
That's
up,
right.
Franklin's? How you doing down there?
Oh,
You know what I'm
oh man.
saying? You know, I appreciate everything that y'all do down there. You know what I'm saying? Terry Black, your barbecue is everything. Y'all getting barbecued Saturday, B. Y'all, y'all are getting you getting slow roasted for 4 quarters on Saturday. And here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get up Saturday. I'm gonna get comfortable. I'm gonna make my way out because Saturday is when we celebrate the life of the legend sitting over here. I'm gonna get up. You know what? And I realize y'all play at noon on Saturday, so I get to do this before the festivities start.
Mm.
So we're gonna start our day chilling. Oh, Pop Dizzy. What's going on, baby? I'm here. We're gonna watch this Alabama game and we're gonna watch 4 quarters of y'all getting fricasseed because all y'all decided to do was just make us mad all off season. We can't wait. We got it circled. You shouldn't have circled it. You shouldn't have. You should have circled the game after saying, Lord, can we please get there? That's what should have happened. But you didn't. You circled this
listen,
game.
listen.
And
See the audacity. Now listen, and I understand that
And
if
hold on,
you're,
and hold on, just one more thing. We got to shout it out to the legend,
thank you,
to the legend. You know what I'm saying? To the legend. Many more. We appreciate you, Delvin. Appreciate you always checking in with us too, my man. Thank you so
Delvin.
so much.
Delvin's a G. That's my dude right there.
That's your man's. So, to end this part, please show up. Wear your orange. It's gonna look wonderful in there. You're gonna be sick at how much crimson you see in that stadium, though. That's what's
Well, here,
gonna happen.
but I have to touch on that real quick because the latest little controversy
Oh my
coming out
gosh.
of Texas is that they allotted 5,000 tickets to Alabama for the game. So, you figure at 82,000 seat stadium,
Mhm.
82,000 seat stadium,
Mhm.
5,000 seats. Okay, fine. We understand. It should be all about you and your team.
Yeah, we get it.
But see, here's the problem.
Mm-mm-mm.
Alabama's band couldn't come. So in the SEC, they allot tickets separate for the band. In the conference, the Big 12, they don't do that. So
They don't.
now a few years ago, LSU had a problem with it. When LSU was ranked number one, they
Mhm.
went in there and steamrolled. They sort of beat up on Texas.
Mm.
And one of the
Foreshadowing.
reasons why they felt like we need to do this is because you're trying to. We understand you want home field advantage,
We get it.
but what happened to the sportsmanship aspect? So now LSU threatened Texas. When you come to LSU, we're gonna do the same thing to you that you did us. Right now, mind you, by the time LSU gets to Texas, they'll be in the SEC, so the rules will change.
The
So
rules
there's
will
nothing a
change.
whole lot LSU can do about it. But Saturday,
Mhm.
You just took a team that
Oh
won't
my
have a
God.
band playing for them. They won't
Oh,
see. They won't look up and see their band cheering for them. They won't
it's
see
true.
none of that. They won't have their cheerleaders. They won't have none of that. You just gave Alabama a us against the world atmosphere.
Come on down, man. And like,
And
I
now a
just,
team that didn't play
I told
100%
you.
well, but still put up a shutout.
I told you we gonna freaking see y'all. I
Now
told you.
you just gave that team, and everybody uses these little talking points and stuff
Mhm.
like that for psychological reasons. Man, they disrespecting us. They disrespect. Most of the time, the players ain't thinking about the band of the cheerleaders, but they'll
They're not.
use that
They will.
as motivation. Just another thing, little slap in the face at Bama, little
We gonna
thing.
wear y'all out.
Those little things, and even Nick Saban himself said, "Oh, listen, we won't need to address that. You know, we'll worry about that another time." And also this last little thing, Texas and they hook 'em horns, right? Nick Saban had to tell his team, do
Please
not
don't do
do
that.
the downward horns because you might get fined. Because so all of a sudden you just think about the things that you have to tell your team before you go out there and beat them 48-10. That you can't listen. None of that hook 'em, none of them down horn things they
Listen,
do. That don't
when
let
we're up 31-3, no
uh,
horn downs.
no
I
horn
can't wait.
downs.
I don't have much to say about y'all.
So I'm gonna give
This
you
is
a
I
score
get it.
now. I think I
Hmm.
think Texas, because it's home, they're gonna be
Okay.
amped up for like the first 10 minutes. I think it's gonna be that. I
Okay.
think they'll keep it 7-3, 10-7, maybe. But by halftime, it'll
By
probably be
halftime,
about
that
a
thing
good
looking like 27-3, 27-10.
27-3, 27-10. End of the game, it's gonna be 48-17.
We gonna wear
There
y'all
ain't no
out,
way
dog.
in hell Texas defense gonna hold Alabama to under 48. If they
You asked
do,
for this.
they have you know what they have? They have hope that they can beat somebody else because they have sure 48, 48-17. That's my prediction.
Appreciate y'all
And
showing
Bama
up.
pulls away, and Bama pulls away in the midway through the third, all
He
fourth
gave y'all
quarter.
17. I'm not giving y'all 17.
Wow.
I'm not giving y'all 17. For what? You got to come take 17 from us. You got to come take 17
I,
from us.
I I'm looking at Sarkeesian as a very good offensive guy, can get
Right.
17 points somehow.
Not okay.
But
I
but
got you.
if
Okay.
anybody could get 17 on that defense,
It's not them.
it might be Sarkeesian. But he doesn't
Guess who he doesn't
have,
have? Bryce Young.
yeah, and he definitely doesn't have Will Anderson, a Dallas
Oh my
Turner, or
god. Oh my god.
Braswell,
Oh
or
my god.
Battle, or
Oh
Kool
my
Aid,
god.
and
Oh my
yeah,
god.
he don't have them on his team either.
But hey, thanks for showing up, Texas. We appreciate the orange, man. But let's get into it, man. NFL
Uh,
is back, baby.
yes, it
NFL is back.
is.
Um,
Yes, starting
Giants have not
tonight.
lost yet. Ugh, feeling good. 0-0. We in Tennessee. Speaking of Bama, Derrick Henry about to run for like 238 on us on Sunday. Good lord, Derrick. Just remember, I love you. Just chill, bro. Relax. Get your foot back healthy. Just run for like 158 and 2 touchdowns, not 230 and 4. Like, calm down, my guy. Damn, bro. But anyway, we're
Listen,
not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about tonight first. We got the
tonight first, we have the
tonight.
Bills
We have a
against the
Super Bowl.
Rams.
We have a potential Super
Possible?
Bowl preview.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
get to that at the end. We got a potential Super Bowl preview with the Bills and the Rams. The Bills, who I think are the best team in football coming into this year, and the Rams, who I think are the second best team. I think these are the two best teams in football. I think Josh Allen, man, that game against the Chiefs last year, which was like the diet Super Bowl for me, because that was one of the
Hmm.
best games I'd ever seen. I
Hmm.
think Josh Allen stepped into something, that offense stepped into something that they're going to ride into this game and through the rest of the year. I think we see a lot of points tonight. I think we see some great defensive plays. You have, the best player in the world, Aaron Donald, out there.
Hmm.
You got Jalen Ramsey out there as well. You're going to see some guys play some good defense. But I think what we're getting to is a decently high scoring game. But I think Buffalo comes out and makes a statement tonight. How you feel?
I think this game being in SoFi, I understand, it's the Rams, they're Super Bowl champs. You want to start off at home, so that
Hmm.
makes sense. I think the Rams didn't necessarily get better in the offseason. I think they stayed, they pretty much stayed intact.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
see that. You lose
Odell,
Odell,
you
but you
lose
get Allen
Odell,
Robinson.
but you get
But what
Allen
you bring in
Robinson,
Allen
right?
Robinson, you lose Von Miller, but you bring in Bobby Wagner.
Exactly.
You're
So I
still
think I
elite
think
at
what
these
they've done
positions.
is they exactly. I still think that they're still the team to beat in the NFC. I think that they're the team to beat. But I really like the fact that defensively the Bills went and took a chance and they threw money at Von Miller, who's still playing at
Yeah,
a very high level.
he is.
Right? He's not. Is he the Super Bowl winner? Von Miller. No, but he doesn't have to be. He has to be very good, and he's very good.
I think he'll be very good.
And he helps that defense with furthering their identity. And I think that the Bills, I agree with you. If I had to pick, and it's not even a dark horse pick, I think if I had to pick any team to win it all would be Buffalo.
Okay.
But we'll get to that towards the end of the show.
Well,
But I think that the Bills are going to go in there, and I think they're going to pull it off tonight.
I do too. I do too. But man, this is how you kick off a season. I will say the NFL, however we
They
feel
did
about the
good with tonight's
NFL,
game. They
they
did
they
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 did good
did
with tonight's
excellent for
game.
tonight.
Yeah,
It's a great build. This game is going to be excellent. I think you're not going to get to the fourth quarter and be bored. This game is going to be
yeah.
legit.
These guys are going to come out, and these guys are going to be, the Rams are going to prove that last year was no fluke. Stafford's going to want to come out and prove that that 1 year of great, of solid play. I won't say greatness, but very good, solid play from him was not an aberration. But he's been a solid quarterback his whole career. He just didn't play on good teams. Um, he did a little bit more with better weapons. Now, mind you, he had Megatron to throw to for a long time as well. But I think that Stafford's going to play well. I think that all of these guys are going to play well. But I just think the Bills, something about losing when you're that close.
Yes, yes,
When you're that close, something about losing just drives you for the next year. It drives your coaching
yes.
staff. It drives you as players. And I think Buffalo, which is a team that I think is really, really good,
They're
man.
really
The
good.
Bills are really good. So I don't see them having any letdown. In fact, they have all the momentum as far as emotion on an emotional standpoint. They have it all on their side. It's just whether the Rams can match that energy because the Bills are going to come out with massive energy.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. It's a great kickoff, man.
Yeah.
But speaking of, we alluded to a few things. We're gonna go ahead and get to just a little bit of previews. We'll go through the divisions.
Okay.
Pick some division winners. We'll pick MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, things like that. And at the end, we'll give our Super Bowl picks.
Okay.
I,
That
I
sounds
haven't
good.
heard yours. You haven't heard mine.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say the Giants. Let's just give it away. I'm not gonna.
and
I'm
I'm
just
not going to
saying.
say Dallas, so let me get that out there now.
Ooh, I
I'm
thought
not
you
going
might
to
have snuck them in there.
No,
All right.
I
I
won't
thought you might have.
stick him in there
I
yet
thought you might have snuck them in there.
As a Super Bowl pick. They're not my pick this year for the Super Bowl.
All
And
right.
anybody who loves Dallas is me, but I'll get into why when we get ready for those when we get to that segment.
Got you. Got you.
But
So let's
okay, so
start.
let's start. Where you want to
Let's
start?
start
AFC
where we.
East.
Let's start at AFC East. Buffalo. We talked about it. Buffalo wins that division for me.
Buffalo
Um,
wins that division going away, in my opinion.
I don't think they lose a division game this year.
I don't think so either. I mean,
Yeah.
the closest team that might be able to give them a game would be New England, and New England just doesn't have the weapons offensively for the Bills defense. I think New England is always going to find a way to have a close game, a tight game. They like to keep things close to the vest, but I don't think New England has it in them to match Buffalo firepower on offense, nor be able to
I agree.
defensively do a whole lot. Their defense is not nowhere near as good as Buffalo's this year. So
Absolutely.
I think that division. I think the only team that goes to the now I won't say the only team. Let me change that. I think New England is a playoff team.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, but it's going to be a little harder this year. We'll get into that. But the Bills are the
The
class of
AFC
that.
is loaded, man.
Yeah, AFC is
AFC is
loaded.
loaded.
They're
Bills are
loaded.
the class of that division. That was easy.
Yeah.
What's next? We got AFC North. AFC North is interesting because you got the Ravens,
Mm-hmm.
you've got the defending AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the Steelers, who I love Mike Tomlin, amazingly well coached, and then you got Cleveland, who gets the serial misogynist coming back after 11 weeks off.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough division, but I think Cincinnati, just like you said earlier, coming off of a loss of that magnitude in the Super Bowl, being that close, it's going to drive them. And I think they come back. They're going to come back with more firepower. Their their offensive line got a little better. Joe Burrow another year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cincinnati wins that division by at least 2 games. I just think they're better than
Okay.
everybody in that division. I think
Yeah.
I think Baltimore's going to be very good. I think the Steelers will compete. I think Cleveland will compete because their defense is really good. But I think
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati runs away with that division late.
I think Cincinnati also they're my pick to win that division. I think the Steelers are going to be better than people give them credit for, though. I think they're going to be more competitive. I think they're going to be. Um, I think defensively they're going to get better, which is always their hallmark. The only
Yep.
question you have with will Trubisky give them a couple of more wins
Right.
than you
Right.
and you know can he give you some quality wins in the games he's supposed to win,
He's
and
better
can
than
he
Ben.
beat some teams? And I think that mobility wise, and I think at this point in his career, he's better than Ben was at the end of his end of his career.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think that situation he's already been named the team captain and the starter for the Steelers. So I think the Steelers are going to be a very very dangerous team. But I still think that the class of that division right now is Cincinnati. So I see Cincinnati winning that division, and I see Baltimore coming in second in the division. I know they're
Okay.
picked by a lot of people to win the division, but I think Cincinnati will win the division. I think Baltimore ends up getting one of the wild cards.
Okay. Okay.
But
I can
but
absolutely see that.
mhm.
I see that absolutely there. Um, brings us to we know what we'll say that last. That brings us to the AFC South. This is easy for me as well because I
Yeah.
think with Matt Ryan going over to Indianapolis, I think the Colts win this division, and I don't think it's
Mm,
that close.
wow.
Um,
Nice.
because of Tennessee just got the 1 seed last year. I don't think Tennessee is going to be as bad as people think they are going to be.
Hmm.
But losing AJ Brown, losing Julio Jones, you're losing a lot of firepower off that offense. You bring in the rookie Traylon Burks, you bring in Robert Woods. I
Hmm.
like Robert Woods a whole lot, but you don't have game changers on offense other than the greatest Derrick Henry. You don't. And as much as you'll stack a box against him, he'll still get his. He's a mutant. He's not from this world.
Hmm.
But I do think the Colts get steadier quarterback play. They get smarter quarterback play than they did with Carson Wentz. And I think Indianapolis wins this division.
I think Indianapolis wins the division by 3 games.
Okay. Okay.
Because I think Indy did all the things right in their offseason. They drafted well. They moved on from a quarterback. Now remember, they won 11 games with that quarterback, right? They can do better than that with a quarterback like Matt Ryan, who's not going to take too many chances he shouldn't take.
Right. Right.
So his experience with Mark, um, with their coach, um, with their
Frank Reich.
coaching,
Yep.
Frank Reich. I think that system will help Matt Ryan. He has a better running game with Jonathan Taylor in his backfield. I think that defensively they're a very good, solid team. They're not a great team defensively, but they're a very good, solid team defensively. And it seems like they know how to get off the field on third down, which is key. So I think that Indy I think that they're 3 games better than anybody else in that division. I think
Okay.
I think Tennessee has taken some steps back. Indy has gotten better.
Yeah.
And we're not
Jacksonville
even
and Houston.
No,
Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. We'll see if he steps forward. That'd be interesting to see.
it will be.
Houston. Rebuilding, man. They'll
Yeah,
figure it out, but this
yeah,
ain't it. So
absolutely.
so Indy here, but then you get to the best division in football here because you're looking at the AFC West. You've
Yes,
got you've
yeah,
got the Raiders who add Devontae Adams in the offseason
yes, they
to a
did.
team that was already a playoff team. You got the Chargers who were right there with the Raiders. All they had to do was just take the tie,
That's
and then
right.
everything would have been fine. They both would have been in the playoffs. But now you got Justin Herbert coming in with another year. That defense ratchets up.
Hmm.
Adding some stuff like they're going to be legit, legit. Khalil Mack added to that defense already is going to be that's going to be fun.
That's the key.
Um,
Yes. Hmm.
that offense with Herbert and Austin Eckler and Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, they add Gerald Everett, who I like at tight end. They're
Hmm.
going to be very, very legit there. You get the Kansas City, who they're always there. You got Mahomes, who's the best quarterback in football. You still got Andy Reid. I think the Tyreek Hill leaving is not
Mm.
going to crush them as much as people think it is. They'll just figure out how to let Mahomes spread the ball around to more people. You still
Hmm.
got Kelsey there, who's going to be legit. That defense is still going to play well. But then you got Denver, who brings in Russell Wilson, and now you have four quarterbacks in that division who can all go out and win games. Russell, who they brought in, they just extended to 245 million for Russell. They brought him in here to run this team. As far as who wins this division, man, I think I still go Kansas City until someone proves that they can lose that division. I trust Mahomes as the best quarterback in football. I trust Andy Reid as the best coach in that division to figure out how to get enough wins to win that division. But I don't. But it's going to be tight, man. It's going to come down to the last. That division comes down to the last game of the year.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go out on a limb
Okay.
when I say this. I think every team in that division wins at least 10 games.
Wow.
I think the Raiders are capable of winning 10. I think the Chiefs, they'll win at least 10. Denver will probably win at least 10 games,
Oh, I'm going to check
and so
those
will the
schedules because
Chargers.
that is crazy.
And I think also that this might be the best division I have seen
Since the
since
early NFC East.
since the early NFC East years.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you got to look at it like this: Kansas City, even without Tyreek Hill, how explosive will they be? Maybe not quite as explosive, but that doesn't mean they won't move the ball.
They're going to be so efficient.
They're going to be more efficient,
They're going to be
right?
so efficient.
The Raiders might be the fourth best team in that division
But they
and
add
still win
Devontae
10
Adams,
games and
man.
still win 9 or 10 games. And I just see them.
That's a great
They've
division.
gotten better. And then you look at Denver; they've gotten better. Not just from a Russell Wilson point of view, but look who he's going to be able to throw to with Jerry Judy and
Cortland
he had
Sutton. Yeah.
Cortland Sutton. So now that team just got better and smarter at the most important position, better and smarter. And then you got the Chargers,
Yeah.
right? So it's not in now. That doesn't mean all of those teams are going to make the playoffs because some of them won't. But I'm
Yeah.
saying that that's a division where everybody in that division can have a record over 500. So think about how good that division is.
That's going to be
My
a really good
pick,
division.
however,
Mm.
for that division is actually going to be the Chargers.
You're going with the Chargers. Okay.
I think the Chargers could win 12 games in that division and win the division. I think they can go 12 and 5.
12-5.
12 and
I can
5.
see it, man. That offense is going to be unbelievable this
And
year.
because they're hard offense. And listen, I can go back to the Dallas game when Dallas beat them. Dallas beat them by a lot of yes, but there were some things
Yeah.
that the Chargers did that didn't help themselves,
I agree.
right? And that's usually happens in football. You got to help. You're going to get some breaks. That's not the same Chargers team, man. Again, losing has a way of
Losing has
making
a way.
you
They do.
better, especially when you're right there, especially when you feel like you're right there. And listen, the Chargers are going to be a problem in the NFC.
I
They're
like
going to
that.
be a problem.
I like that pick, man. I like that
Yeah,
pick. The first time we disagree, but I can
yeah,
absolutely see the Chargers locking in.
yeah.
Switching over to the NFC, and we're gonna go through these. That AFC is loaded, man. We just went through a lot of really good teams over there. There's some good teams over here in the NFC. If you start
Yeah.
over here with, the NFC West, we'll stay on the West side. We'll go NFC
Okay.
West. Um, Defending champion Rams, we
Hmm.
have them there. We've got San Francisco, who now moves on to Trey Lance and from Jimmy Garoppolo, but they still
Hmm.
pay Garoppolo to be the backup. That's an
Yes, they
interesting
did.
development there.
Very.
Very interesting development there. You got the Cardinals who paid Kyler Murray. They have no Hopkins for the first 6 weeks, but they bring in Hollywood Brown from the Ravens.
Hmm.
They're going to have a lot of firepower there still. And then you got Seattle, man, who loses Russell. They bring in Drew Lock. They got Geno. They're not winning the division. Good luck, Seattle. Your jerseys look cool sometimes. This is the last time we mention you.
Yeah.
It comes
Yeah.
down to these other three teams. I think this is the Rams' division to lose, and I think the Rams win this division. I just think they're the class. I think they're the class in NFC. I think they're going to be the class of that division. I
Hmm.
do think San Francisco is going to give them a push every time they play. And the Cardinals have an offense. They're going to be tough. But I just think the Rams go out. They win 12, 13 games this year, and they go ahead and win that division.
I will say I agree with you. I think the Rams win that division. I think the Rams win upwards of 12, 13 games
Hmm.
on total. I think they'll bounce back with another strong season. I think they'll do very well. Trey Lance will Trey Lance will give San Francisco fans some hope, right? The aspirations are going to be there. He's been there, he had to sit behind Garoppolo. But, when Trey Lance says that the Garoppolo re signing bothered him a little bit or aggravated him, I think it was his word. I'm not just paraphrasing. You don't say stuff like that about a teammate, especially, and so that's that little bit of immaturity
It's just weird, though.
is
It's
weird. It's a
weird.
weird thing,
It's
right?
weird that they said, "Hey, listen, we're handing the keys to this kid, but we're going to make you the highest paid backup in the league." What does
But
that really say about how
it
they
really
feel about Trey
says
Lance?
that Trey Lance, if you play to your ability, you don't have to worry about Jimmy. We're
You don't.
paying him in
We don't.
case you get hurt,
In case something
in
happens
case
to you.
something happened to you.
Right.
We don't want to take a shot at an
Hmm.
unproven quarterback
Right.
if something happens to you. So I can
We were a
understand
game
it's
away from
kind
the
of a
Super
smart,
Bowl.
exactly. It's a smart
Yeah,
move to keep him there. And Trey Lance has to look at himself and say, listen, I got this. I'm not worried about him. He's a
he
good
does.
backup. I can learn from him. He's my backup. He can impart some things to me to help, but I got this. This is my team, my offense. Take that attitude out on the field.
He
Don't
should.
worry about if you make a mistake, Garoppolo's going to come in for you. You're going to
Right.
make some mistakes. You're not going to be perfect,
Right.
right?
This is
So that's
really some Willie Beeman, Cap Rooney, like.
yeah, yeah, it is, man. And I think the Cardinals don't have it. Kyler Murray, I never liked him, right? Right. I mean, I
The
you
kid can
know
play. The kid can
but
play
he can
though.
play. That boy can play.
The kid can play.
Um, I think that they're still unknown. You don't know what their identity is. They've had a guy who was supposed to be this offensive savant in Kingsbury, but that hasn't worked out for him that well, right? I think that um, Arizona is going to be competitive, but I don't know how really. You don't know what you're going to get out of Arizona.
I agree.
And Seattle they'll be lucky to win 5 or 6 games.
Seattle might be the worst team in football this
They
year.
might be they might have, and I think that the Pete Carroll years of dominance when they should have won 2 or 3 Super Bowls with that team has passed it by.
Just give the ball to Marshawn and let him run and get
They'd
another
have at
Super
least
Bowl.
2. That's right.
Oh Lord.
So now here you are, probably the worst team in your division because you're
Right.
not better than the Rams. You're not better than San Fran. Even though San Fran doesn't have Debo, you're still not better than them. They'll be more efficient as well. They have to learn to trust other players. And
Right.
Arizona's better than you.
Yep.
So
Debo, you know what? Debo is not hurt. Debo's going to be ready week 1. So now you got San Fran with
That's
Debo.
right. He's not hurt. So yeah,
He's not hurt. Kittle's
that's right.
hurt,
He's not
but
hurt.
Kittle's always hurt. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They'll
So
figure it out.
yeah. So
But
San Fran
this
is
is the
going to
Rams
be
division. San
yeah.
Fran's going to be very good, but this is the Rams
It's the
division for
Rams
me.
division in my
It's the
opinion.
Rams
Yeah,
division for me.
I
NFC
agree.
South. Now here's where it gets interesting. Brady going through all the heartbreak in the world. You know, man, these supermodels stressing him out. Sorry, Tom. You got Jameis Winston down there. You know, what's going on with Jameis? You got Michael Thomas coming back. You got a lot of talent out there for New Orleans. You got Atlanta. You know, they bring in Marcus Mariota. They got the rookie who they drafted as well. You know, okay. And then you got Carolina. Baker Mayfield now goes down there. Is Baker Mayfield enough of a jump from Sam Darnold to get them to be more competitive? Basically, Tampa Bay wins this division by 3 or 4 games because I don't see it. Tom Brady's not losing a division to Baker Mayfield or Marcus Mariota
hmm hmm
or Jameis Winston. He's just not doing it. Like it's just not happening. It's
See,
Tom.
but
Tom is going
here's
to be Tom until he's not Tom.
he is, and there's no other team in that division that's going to win that division from them. The Saints aren't going to do it, right? Jameis, I root for Jameis because I want to see him succeed.
I
But
don't hate
Jameis,
Jameis, man.
no, I don't. I don't either. But I think
You know,
that
he out here
Jameis
stealing crabs,
Jameis
but
is who Jameis is. He likes throwing to the other uniform almost as much as he does to his own,
he does. He
and
does. He had
that's
a
going to
30
be a
30 year.
problem. And that's going to be a problem. Always going to be something that you can't rely on. Um, Carolina, nah, I just don't see it for Carolina this year either. And Atlanta might win 4 games, right?
Atlanta's not.
Atla- And
They're,
and, and, and if you have to
yeah,
catch Tampa early,
you got
like
to.
I think Dallas beats Tampa first game of the year,
That's right. That's Sunday night, right?
right? Sunday night. I think they
Your
beat that
birthday night.
because I think Tom Brady, there's not enough to be said for personal issues, emotional issues in your life. Your body reacts different.
It does.
Your body reacts different.
It
You
does.
psychologically, hey, I can play. I can go out here and do my job.
Stress is felt no
You
matter what.
stress is stress, whether it's on the field or off. And having marital issues and not knowing if your wife gonna show up to the game. Yeah, there's too
I
much on
know.
the outside, because
No,
she's loyal. She was all right. And
she has
maybe
been. I
maybe he
guess
should have, the doubt in his mind, maybe I should have just stayed retired and spent more time and concentrated on my family and my wife. Yeah, maybe all of these things, they have too many unknowns that could work against them in one game, especially the first game. So I think Tampa's the class of that division,
agreed.
but I don't see them. I don't see because they're playing in a not so good division. They're easily the class of the division,
They're gonna win the division, right?
right? But I don't see them going far in the playoffs, even if they win it, even when they
And
win it.
okay, NFC North. Here's where here's where this is gonna get interesting because obviously you got Green Bay.
Yeah.
Green Bay loses Devontae Adams, but they still have Aaron Rodgers. Great one game. That defense in Green Bay is going to be very good. Minnesota. We'll touch on Minnesota. Minnesota brings in the offensive coordinator from the Rams to be their head coach, which is going to unlock Justin Jefferson, unlock
Yes.
Thielen. It's going to unlock Kirk Cousins to be more productive, more efficient.
hmm
Dalvin Cook is still back there. You know, you've got the Bears. We love Justin Fields. We love the talent. That offense is just, it's the Bears are still a little while away from competing. Um, and then you get down. Uh, I mean, I guess like I guess you gotta. No, I can't. I'm trying to say something good about them. You know what? The Lions are a quarterback away from being really, really dangerous. They got a lot of offensive talent on that team. You know, they got DeAndre Swift.
hmm
You know, they got Jameson Williams, who we love, coming back later on this year. They got Amon-Ra St. Brown. They brought in DJ Chark. They've got some real talent. TJ Hawkinson. They got really good offense.
Hmm.
Um, but they have Jared Goff throwing the ball, so they're not winning that division.
Right.
So I think it's hard not to say Green Bay. I'm picking the Vikings to win this division by a game. I'm
Guess
picking the
what?
Vikings to win this division by one game.
We agree. I
Ooh.
think the Minnesota Vikings win this division because I think at the end of the day, Devontae Adams
It matters.
matters,
He's the best wide receiver in football right
right?
now.
I think he matters. I think that the unknown that you're getting from your quarterback, your receivers, when the lights come on, training camp is one thing. When the lights come on, it's something different, right? I think Minnesota has a very good pass first offense. They're gonna put a lot of pressure on teams in that division.
Right.
Um, Dan Campbell is a good coach. He's a very fiery guy, so he's gonna will Detroit to some wins that they probably shouldn't get,
Right.
but that's still not going to be enough. Chicago is Chicago. I think they're rebuilding in some ways, especially offensively. I just don't see them having um, a great year at all. Maybe
Right.
6, 7 wins tops, if that. I think Green Bay also has another problem on their hands that's going to surface during the year. Brett Hundley is sick and tired of Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers.
Jordan Love.
I mean Jordan Love.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love is sick and tired
He's sick of that dude.
of that dude, man.
He tired of that dude.
Right? You draft him with your top pick, right?
Just get a wide receiver, dude.
Just to not play him.
At that
All
point, just take a wide
right?
receiver.
Just to throw your all. Now listen, I love Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. As a person, he's probably an ass from what I hear, but as a quarterback, you can't deny him. But here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers. Dude, you've only won one Super Bowl as great as you are.
It's true.
You have
True.
had teams that are supposed to win. You've had conference title games in your building. The Giants beat you, right? Didn't San Fran go in there and beat them one
San
year?
Fran went in there and beat them. But the
Right?
Giants went in there. Giants went in there and beat them, man. What up, Hakeem Nicks?
Yeah, man. You're great regular season. You're great. Phenomenal.
That playoff thing looking
Right?
shaky.
Right?
It's looking
Multiple
shaky.
time MVP, deservedly so. You
It
you
looks
put up
shaky.
magnificent numbers.
He does.
Playoff time,
I don't know.
I don't know about
I
you.
don't know.
Eh.
I don't know.
So now, so when I look at Green Bay, I just don't think I think that Jordan Love, I think that issue surfaces a whole lot more between this year and next because there's no way Jordan Love is going to sit there and just continue being a backup to him. Now I understand that Aaron Rodgers was a backup to Brett Favre, but not for this long.
Not for this long, dude.
Not for this long. And I understand. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Brett Favre a two-time MVP? I believe he won MVP
Brett Favre's
twice.
got some.
Right?
Listen, Brett
He has
Favre.
he has some hardware.
He had a
Right.
nice career, man.
So I think that becomes an issue in the locker room, and those locker room issues have a way of playing themselves out on the field. They always do. They always do. I don't
I
know
like
where.
Minnesota.
So I'm thinking Minnesota,
I like
just
Minnesota this
because
year.
Minnesota is also a hungry team. They're tired of that's the black and blue division.
There,
So they
it
so
is.
that's
They're
that
tired of
division.
finishing second to this team.
Yeah, they a little sick of that. So I think Minnesota wins division by, I say about one game.
But one
I
game.
think I think it comes down to week 17.
I do. I do.
And now we get to the NFC East. Now
Okay.
I'm gonna start this one off, and I'm gonna let you bring it home.
Oh Lord.
Right?
Yeah.
This division hasn't is not known recently for having repeat division winners, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So if you're thinking along those lines, Dallas does not win the division. You have pundits out there saying that Dallas will win anywhere from 8 to 10 games this year because they play a harder schedule, division winner schedule. It's a harder schedule. The Eagles don't play as hard of a schedule. They're generally, universally picked to win a division, right? Here's what's happening with the NFC East. They're not as bad of a division as they were in 2020. 2020, it was a horrible division, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, 2021, it was a more competitive division for the most
Mm-hmm.
part. Now you get to 2022. Let's start with the Washington Commanders. Let's work our way from the bottom up,
I don't.
right?
Do we have to?
Washington Commanders might. I think they'll get 7, 8 wins out of this season. I
Okay.
think Washington will be very competitive this year.
Okay.
Their defense did not rise to the occasion last year, and their offense at times was non-existent. I
It's
don't
not gonna
think
rise
they
this year either.
I don't think they did enough to address their offense. I think they defensively they're going to play well. You know, if you have a healthy Jonathan Allen, you have a Deron Payne, you have those guys up front. Alabama, I think they have 3 or 4 guys starting from Alabama on that
Right.
defense. I think they're going to play well defensively. Can they score enough? That's always been the issue with them, even when Cousins was there. Can
Right.
they score enough
Can they
points?
score enough?
Can they score enough? And I don't think they will be able to score enough against better teams, against teams that are with good offensive schemes. I don't think that
Right.
they'll be able to score enough points. The Giants. So I think that the Washington Commanders will come in last in the division. I know that's not popular with a lot of people, but I think they will. Not because no, let me change that. Yeah, I think they will. The Giants are going to be better than people think they are. I
Okay.
think the Giants are going to be, I think their identity is changing the way they drafted. They have
Right.
two of the best players, top 5 players
They
on their
do. They
roster.
do. Thank God
And
Thibodeau's
and
not
and
really
those
hurt after
guys,
that dirty play in
right. Yeah. So Thibodeau, Evan Neal, man, you can build around that.
You can build around
You
that,
can
man.
build around
Offensive
that.
line, defensive line,
The
it
offensive
matters.
line is going to be better. I think having that type of that energy from that rookie on, from Evan Neal is going to help them.
I
I
agree.
think having a pass rusher that can still fool you with his moves because he's new is
Yeah,
going to help that defense. And
that
I
gets
think as
talented.
they start shifting 2 guys over, that helps the rest of the line get some penetration. So I think the Giants are going to be much better than they were last year. I think that offensively, protect the ball. The problem that the Giants have had is letting the other team get the ball, right? Having a great 85-yard drive, then turn it over at the 1 or turn it
uh,
over or throw an interception, right?
uh-huh.
I think if Danny, Mr. Jones, because I'm not going to ever call him Danny
Don't
Dimes,
call
man. I
him
don't do that,
Danny Dimes,
right?
bro. What
I think
dime?
if he can protect the ball, I think the Giants have a chance to be uh, very, very competitive in this division, right?
Okay.
I think that they do. So I can't discount the Giants. Last year was last year. If Saquon's healthy and they got a nice little tandem with their running backs, I think
Ain't
they
no
got a chance to
tandem.
do something.
Give Saquon 350 touches. Oh no damn tandem.
He ain't gonna make it 350 touches.
Don't worry
But
about that, man. Go ahead, move on, man.
um, Dallas Cowboys. Dallas
Ah,
on paper is not as good as last year for one position, wide receiver.
okay,
Their tight ends are good. They have a running back tandem now. There's no more Zeke as the primary guy no more. Zeke
it
is
shouldn't
no,
be.
it shouldn't be,
It
and it
shouldn't
hasn't
be.
been.
They're
Now
gonna give Zeke
Pollard
the ball though,
and and
but they
and and
shouldn't.
and Pollard and Zeke are probably going to get about the same amount of carries, which helps Dallas.
Okay.
I think that Zeke will get 2 carries, maybe first and second down, but I think on third and fourth, you're going to see a lot more Pollard than you see of Zeke on the field
Okay.
on third downs.
Okay.
Um, I think wide receiver, I think that they're going to be a wide receiver by committee. I don't know if CD Lamb can be WR1 yet. I
CD
think
is
that,
special, man, but he's
but
not
he is
like
so good that he could turn into that. I
yeah.
think that he can. Michael Gallup will be ready week 1.
I think so.
I think Michael Gallup is really good on the
Gallup
outside.
might be ready week 1. That's true.
So I think Dallas's receiving core is going to be fine. If they can't go into offensive lulls for 2 or 3 week periods the way they have with Kellen Moore.
Right.
That's my
Right.
concern with Dallas. Defensively, Dallas is going to be ridiculous.
That defense is going to be very good.
That defense is going
We'll
to be
get to
good.
what I think about that defense
Um,
soon, but
as
that
soon
defense
as,
is going to be really good.
but I really think that Trayvon Diggs needs to stop biting on the first pump, on the first move.
Yeah.
That's what's getting him in trouble. If he can shore that up, he won't get as many
He's
interceptions
a
because they're
shutdown
not going
guy.
to
He said
try him.
that.
Right. He's not going to, they're not going to, they won't try him as much. He's getting all these interceptions because they're trying him because they know he bites and his speed allows him to catch up.
Yep.
Um, the tape don't lie. So he's going to have to shore that up. I think, however, that their special teams, listen, I don't even know the kid's name. Came from the
That
USFL or
kid,
something like that. Listen,
electric, man.
that dude
Electric.
is, yeah, and he's also a receiver as well, a slot guy as well. So
Electric,
four,
man.
4.2 speed. Listen, good hands. I think that he's going to be a very good addition to Dallas's offense.
Okay.
And then you have the Eagles. The Eagles are the pick of the division,
Okay.
primarily because now they're not my pick, but
Oh,
all the pros, all the
you set that up
professionals out
nice.
there
You set that up nice.
have the Eagles as the best team in the division. They feel like Jalen Hurts will take the next step. He has a receiver like A.J. Brown over there that's going to help him. He has Devontae, Roll Tide over there, going to help him. Very
Roll
good
down
tight
time.
ends. Very good tight ends in
I
Philly.
like Goddard.
Goddard's a good tight end. So he has the weapons around him, and he still has his legs.
He does.
So he has a nice little run game, right? So I think that the Eagles are, by virtue of their schedule, they probably have an easier path to win the division. But I'm picking Dallas to win the division by 1 game over the Eagles. And I'm picking Dallas to win the division primarily because I think that Dallas has a little bit more on both sides of the ball than Philadelphia.
Right.
That's the only reason. I think that on both sides of the ball, and I think special teams wise, I think they have the better special teams. If you have to punt to Dallas, you're punting at your own risk. So
Okay.
I think Dallas has on both sides of the ball a little bit more of an advantage, but I think the strength of schedule probably favors Philadelphia a little bit more. But I'm picking Dallas to pull it out.
Okay. I'm not going into all that because I'm gonna get depressed. So
You might be right.
you know what I mean?
I understand. I
Um,
understand.
the Giants will not. Yeah, we're not winning the division. If I had to pick, I pick Dallas to win this division because Philly's got to show me.
Hmm.
Philly's got to show me that they can go out and win this division. On paper, they should. They're the most talented team in this division. They're among the most talented teams in the league on paper.
Mhm.
If Jalen Hurts takes that step, Philly wins this division. Probably, but it's still, oh God, but Mark McCarthy though. Yo, Giants winning this division, be in the upset, in an upset, in a full. Nobody ever saw it coming. Daniel Jones figures out, he puts it all together. Somebody gets in his ear and they give him the have to. They do it, man. And they Saquon stays healthy, 17 games,
Uh-huh.
359 touches. You know what I mean? He's good. Kenny Galladay decides he wants to play football this year. and he goes out there, he runs around. Sterling Shepard decides he wants to play 12, 13 games. We are right. The defense shows. All right, I just want to see how it sounded out loud. That shit sounds stupid. I think Dallas wins this division by 1 game over Philly. Um, just because it's weird, but something about that Philly team, I don't think they're going to be as ready for big time wins as they are. I trust Dak more than I trust Jalen Hurts.
Well, here's the thing that people, I feel that Philadelphia's offensive line and Dallas's defensive front, when you now have a full year of Micah and Gallimore and
Right.
D Law and you know you have guys, more guys on Dallas's team that can get to your quarterback than Philadelphia does. Dallas's O line is their weakness. Not the wide receivers. I think their O line is the weakness. Now they signed Jason Peters. The plan for Jason Peters is
Jason
not to
Peters
start.
is 97 years old.
Right. He's not gonna start. I think Jason Peters' biggest thing was to provide
It's his
some
body.
depth. Right. His body. Because he's a wide body. Right? And in the run game, Jason Peters is more beneficial to you than the passing game. Dallas is a pass first team, so I don't know if that's going to work well for them. But I think Dallas figures some things out on their O line better this year than they did last year, and I think Dak Prescott is going to do more with his legs than he did last year because he was coming off injury.
Hmm.
So I think that him and Jalen Hurts sort of balanced that ability of running a little different. Jalen Hurts might be the more accomplished runner, but it's not as if Dak
Right.
can't move with his
Right.
legs.
Right.
So I also feel as if Micah Parsons is the Will Anderson of the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. He's different.
And he's going to not, if he can help it, Jalen Hurts is always going to have a bad day, right? Now think about
He's
the
different.
games they played last year when it mattered. Because the last game, yeah, that game didn't matter. Philadelphia was playing whomever they could throw out
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
But that first game in Philly, when it mattered, listen, it was listen.
Yeah.
Dallas' defense was giving them
It was
fits.
real. It was real.
So, but the difference maker now, you have AJ Brown over there. Can he get him the ball? Can AJ Brown do some of the things he's always done in Tennessee? So it's going to be interesting to see. I understand why most the odds makers have Philly winning the division. There was one odds maker had Dallas going 8-9. Dallas is going to win more than 8 games.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you never know how these things go, but I think Dallas wins the division, but I think it's a lot tighter. And I think again, two teams come out of the NFC East. I think it's Philadelphia and Dallas.
Okay. That gets you to there. We got those. Who, real quick, let's talk into it. Who wins Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Ooh. Offensive Rookie of the Year. So you can't go running backs because they don't use running backs the way they used to.
They don't.
So it's going to have to be a receiver.
Probably.
If he was healthy, it would be Jamison Williams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because yeah, if Jamison Williams was healthy, he would be my pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But I think in light of that, you go with yours. I'm gonna have to think on that one.
My
That,
Offensive Rookie of the
that
Year, I'm going to go with Chris Olave, wide receiver down in New Orleans. Um, just because I think they're going to throw a lot, and I think he's going to be a big part of that. I don't trust Michael Thomas to be on the field a whole lot. A lot of that defense is going to key on Alvin Kamara. I think Chris Olave puts up a nice year, and I think Chris Olave wins Offensive Rookie of the Year.
you know, I I would have went. I probably would have thought Kenny Pickett if Kenny Pickett was starting.
Right.
If Kenny Pickett was starting, which I'm surprised he's not.
If he gets in by
Um,
week 4, I can see Kenny Pickett.
yeah,
If he gets
yeah,
in by week 4, puts up good numbers, keeps them competitive, I can see that.
um, yeah. But I think honestly, the wide receiver out of Georgia, Pickens,
Oh, George Pickens.
George Pickens. I
Okay.
think George Pickens, ironically, he's in Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
I think George Pickens, yeah, that boy can play.
Okay. Okay.
That dude can play. So I think my pick would be George Pickens for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Defensive
this
rookie of
year.
the year.
Javon Thibodeau, Giants.
Ooh, I hope so, man. I
That boy's
hope
gonna be,
so.
and I say him because I'm a football fan of good players, good football. That boy's gonna be good, man.
He's going to be really
He's
good.
gonna
He's
be
going to be
really
really good.
good, and I can see him being a 10 sack guy
Okay.
when healthy. Now think about it like this: people didn't consider Micah Parsons a sack master at Penn State, right?
They didn't.
They knew he could stop the run. They knew he could get to the quarterback, but he had good hands. They could drop him back in coverage. He did a lot of that at Penn State, right? He gets to Dallas. Dan Quinn gets a hold of him. All of a sudden you're looking at this guy like you're like this guy.
Right.
What the
Right.
hell, man?
Right.
So Micah showed everyone that he can be versatile. He can stop. He can play the run. He can get to the quarterback. His speed
Right.
is magnificent. I think Thibodeau, he has the makings physically
Okay.
of an Aaron Donald, but better, leaner. You know what I mean? Like I think his now listen, Aaron Donald going to the Hall of Fame first ballot. But if you had to look at a player from a speed, especially as in the three technique,
Right.
um, that guy can go get him. He can go get him. I think that you're going to see him double teamed a lot, which should give him more votes for defensive player of the year. Because if you start double teaming rookies,
I hope so,
especially
man.
especially on the edge, you're a problem. So
I
I
hope
think
so.
I think Thibodeau gets upwards of 9, 10 sacks a year his rookie year, as long as
Okay.
he stays healthy. Yeah, I think he's my pick for defensive player of the year.
Okay. My heart wants to go Thibodeau. My mind, I think I go with Sauce Gardner, cornerback in the Jets.
Wow.
I do. I thought coming out he was the best defensive player in the draft. I think he goes out and I think he shows that. I think he locks his side of the field up pretty well this year. And I
Hmm.
think he winds up getting it. I think Thibodeau is going to be really, really good. Um,
Okay.
and I hope that he is. But
Now, what is Thibodeau's first name again?
Kayvon.
Kayvon. I called him Trayvon. My bad.
Yep.
My bad,
Yep.
sir.
That's all
Kayvon
right.
Thibodeau.
That's all right. You'll see him for a long time.
Yes, a
Um,
long time.
um, offensive player of the year. Period.
Offensive player of the
Typically,
year.
typically they don't do this. Typically, they give this to the best skill position guys lately because the MVP award has been a quarterback award.
That's true. That's true.
Offensive player of the year for me is actually very easy. Justin Jefferson.
Wow.
I think Justin Jefferson goes insane this year. I think we get 2,000 yards out of Justin Jefferson this year.
Wow.
I
That's
think he
you
goes
know what?
nuts.
I can't argue with that. You know
I think he
why?
goes nuts.
He goes bananas this year.
I think he goes nuts,
This
man.
is year 2 for him, right?
This is year 3 for him.
Year 3. That's right, because he came out when Burrow came out. Um, yeah, with LSU. He played at LSU.
He's gonna
So you're
go
right.
nuts.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I think Justin Jefferson puts up a better year than Cooper Cup had last year.
I think Devontae Adams. I
Ooh.
think Devontae Adams goes to
He
the
goes to Vegas and
Raiders
shows he's that guy,
and
huh?
shows his ass. I think
Ooh.
he
I
goes
like
there
that.
and shows his
I
ass.
like
I think
that.
from week 1 on, he just
It's a
shows
mission
out.
time. I like
Yeah,
that.
I think he's going to
Okay.
put up very similar numbers to Jefferson, he'll probably won't get, maybe he won't get as many touchdowns as Jefferson, but he doesn't have the pure speed Jefferson has. But he's gonna get there. He's gonna get to the Raiders, man. He's gonna
Okay.
show out. He's gonna show out.
Okay. I like that. I like
Um,
that. I
Defensive
like that.
Player of the Year, Micah Parsons.
It's hard not to say Micah
I
Parsons for
think
me.
Micah
It
Parsons
really
takes
is
yet
hard.
another step
Yeah.
in his career. I think that
Yeah.
it's always gonna be a conversation with him and Aaron Donald. I think it's gonna be, there's a lot of guys defensively in the league that are great. But Parsons is probably going to take a step to be a top 5 defender in all of football this year. Um,
It's hard not to say Micah Parsons.
and I
That's
think
what I
that he takes the
man.
next step in his career and just totally flat out dominates. I think he's going to have probably as much an effect on a game plan as any defender in the league, especially in that division. So I think that he's
I
going
like
to put
that.
up really, really good numbers, and he's my pick for Defensive Player of the Year.
I like that. I like that. I think the world still has Aaron Donald messed up, yo.
Yeah, they might.
I think the world still got like he got number 2 on the NFL 100. They put
Yeah,
Brady
yeah.
ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give him defensive player of the year. Like they playing with his name a little. They're playing with his name a little bit. I'm looking
Oh
at
man.
videos of him. My man Brendan showed me a video of him working out with The Rock, just doing wild extra stuff. Like he's swinging double helmets at people.
Yeah,
Aaron Donald's about
yeah,
to come out
yeah.
here and show y'all. Listen, y'all got me messed. Like I'm the best player in the world, bro. And until like I just got Aaron Donald. I love Micah Parsons is second for me. I
Okay,
got Aaron Donald. I
okay.
think I think I think people still got Aaron Donald messed up out here.
And you know what? And listen, I'm not even mad at that because Aaron Donald might just come out tonight and show I'm not. I came back for a reason. Like he could have
Y'all
retired. He
y'all
got
got my
his
name
ring.
messed up,
He
bro.
got all this. But nah, y'all. You know,
Y'all still messing up my name out here.
y'all still got me in the conversation, but
You
I'm not where y'all. I think y'all should put me in the
Mm-mm.
conversation.
No,
So
no,
he may go out tonight
no. Y'all gotta watch your
with
mouth.
something to prove, and he might give Josh Allen some work tonight. So
That's gonna be fun tonight, man.
so I think that um, those are
Yeah,
two good. Those two names right there.
I like that.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
like that. We got two more. MVP,
League MVP.
league MVP.
Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here because I've been
Ooh,
thinking about this a little
okay.
bit.
I'm ready.
Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills.
I think it's a limb. I think he's the leader,
I think Josh
and
Allen.
he's the favorite right now to win.
Yeah, I see. I
Yeah,
didn't
he
know.
is.
Yeah,
He
so
is. He
I
is.
think Josh Allen is
People see what you
really.
see.
Yeah,
He's about to go nuts.
he's about to go next level on people. I
Yep.
think Josh Allen. And who would have thought Josh Allen,
Who would
especially
have
when
thought
he went
Josh
to
Allen was? Yeah,
yeah, especially when he went to college. You know what I mean? Like you
yeah.
nobody saw this coming. That's almost
Nobody.
like Brandon Nimmo went to Wyoming, right? Didn't see that coming. So Josh Allen is that boy's gonna be yeah. I won't say it's not gonna be close. I can't even think of who I would pick number 2. That's how good I think Josh Allen is going to be. Unless you get some good numbers, you're going to get numbers out of Mahomes. You're going to get numbers out of Aaron. You're going to get them out of Aaron Rodgers, even with these new receivers. You're still going to get numbers
Number, yeah,
out
Brady
of
and yeah.
Wilson. You can still go. Russell Wilson going to get his numbers,
hmm
but I just think that Josh Allen
I got Josh.
is the key, and I think
I
he's
have
going to
Josh
win.
too.
He's going to win
I
NFL.
have Justin Herbert second,
Ooh, nice,
but
nice.
I got Josh. I got Josh. Josh is gonna go nuts. Super Bowl pick and champion. The Super
Okay,
Bowl game and who wins the Super Bowl before we get up out of here.
all right. America, listen. Y'all know I'm a Dallas fan. Before I get into my Super Bowl pick, I want all you men out there who's listening, beat prostate cancer. I'm a prostate cancer survivor.
Yes,
I'm a,
yes,
I'm a
yes,
proponent for taking care of yourself.
yes.
Get yourself tested. If you're 50 years or older, maybe 45, 46 or older, go get yourself tested.
Yes.
Let's beat this thing together. The only way we're going to beat it is by fighting, fighting, fighting. And secondly, no man should die from prostate cancer. It's one of the
Yep.
easiest cancers to
Yep.
fight. It's one of the easiest cancers to treat.
Yep.
Does it change your life in some ways? Of course it does. But you still have a life. You still have a good quality of life. You still have the next day. So get out there, everybody, beat prostate cancer, support those who have suffered. And listen, get out there and get tested. Tell the people you love, go get tested.
I love it.
Okay?
I love
So
it.
now, my NFC champion.
Okay.
Man, look. The NFC is not as strong as the AFC.
It's not.
The
Not.
AFC
It's not top to bottom.
and it's top heavy in the NFC, right? You have really the Rams and everybody else in the NFC, right? San Francisco's going to be a problem because they still have Debo out. They still have some good pieces. Dallas is going to be good. Philly's going to be good. It's who gets hot at the right time, right? Who's playing the best ball at the right time come playoff time. So I'm going to go out on a limb.
Okay.
I'm going to be ambitious.
Okay.
The Dallas Cowboys will not be in the Super Bowl. I hate to say it. It hurts me to say it, but they won't do it. When Sean Payton takes over that team, I'm gonna be belligerently happy. But until then, I will go back to the Los Angeles Rams,
Okay.
and I feel that they're the best team. They're the class of the NFC. I think they're the
Okay.
best team in the NFC. And I think they play the Buffalo Bills. And my Super Bowl champion will be a first-time champion, Buffalo Bills. I think
Wow.
Buffalo
I think
wins
Buffalo wins
the
Super Bowl
Super
this
Bowl.
year.
I think that they have all the pieces in place to make not just a run. Now listen, if they have to go through Kansas City, they'll beat Kansas City this time. Kansas City, they will beat Kansas City this time around.
Okay.
I think that it'll be. I think the AFC will come down to Indianapolis against the Bills for the AFC Championship.
Okay.
I think it's going to come down to the Rams, and I think San Francisco for the NFC Championship.
Okay. You think San Fran gets right back? Okay.
I think that San Fran goes back, and I think the Bills beat the Rams.
Okay. I think tonight's game is a Super Bowl preview. I agree. I can't go against it. I think tonight's game is Super Bowl preview.
Mm-hmm.
Man. I think I go the same thing. This Bills team feels destined to put on one of the great seasons that we've seen in a while, I think.
Mm.
I just losing the way they lost, having everything go down the way they did when they went lost. Like I just feel like they do it. I feel like they handle that business, and I feel like the Bills get to the Super Bowl against the Rams, and the Bills win. I do. I do.
Wow. Yeah, I agree. I think that the Bills are now. Listen, I started to pick um Tolbert for Offensive Rookie of the Year for
Oh, from
Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I sort of switched it to Pickens because I think Pickens is
I
going
can see it.
to a team that's going to need him more,
I can see it.
and I see Pickens doing more for Pittsburgh than Tolbert
Okay.
in Dallas. Mhm.
That's it, man. That's the picks. We are, man. Football is back, man. We are here. We are here weekly with an Alabama recap and then a recap of the NFL weekend that came with us. We're here with you every week now, man. We're locked in. We got football, Texas.
Yeah, it's about to get
We
real for the
appreciate
next few
y'all for showing
months.
up. Texas, we appreciate y'all. I promise I appreciate you showing up. I do.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't show up if I was y'all. Like I'm just gonna keep it real. I wouldn't show up for what's gonna happen. You talk too much, and now this is what happened. You get outro music played over your corpse because all we're gonna do is sit here and tell you you don't want any problems with us. You shouldn't have showed up. You should have
Hmm.
shut your mouth. You shouldn't have let it happen to you. You shouldn't have let it happen to you. Sark can't save you. He's trying to chill, relax. We gonna barbecue your ass on
You
Saturday.
know, listen, y'all better listen. If you're Texas, this is what I want y'all to do. I want you to just after the game is over, I just want you to just invite the Alabama players to the Salt Lick. Listen, can we just have some
Please do.
barbecue together? Let's break bread, and we sorry, right? And it's gonna be crazy. The atmosphere
It
is
is
gonna
gonna
be
be crazy.
crazy. It's gonna be interesting. But Bama now has a true road game outside of the conference.
We're gonna wear y'all out.
But guess what? They're used to playing in front of hostile crowds, right? They got to
That's
play at
it.
LSU. They got to play in Georgia. They got to play in Arkansas. They got to play in
We're gonna wear y'all
Arkansas
out.
this year. Auburn. Listen, loudness, crowd. We're
We're
not
gonna wear
worried
y'all
about
out.
that, man.
We'll see y'all. Listen,
We'll
we'll
see you
see y'all
later.
next week. We appreciate y'all again. Number 6 to be on the way this weekend. See you Saturday. We're gonna have a
Yeah,
time, baby.
we're gonna have a
We're gonna
time.
have a time.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
y'all, man. Appreciate